Hello everybody. Now we will work out some problems based on the amplitude and the modulus. Okay. So this is now. Let us start. Question number 1. Question number 1. Okay. Find modulus and amplitude. Find modulus and amplitude. The first one, z equal to 7. Z is equal to, okay, 7 minus 5y. 7 minus 5y. Now, we will compare this with z equal to x plus iy. Okay, alright. So, x equal to 7, which you also call as real part of z. And y is minus 5, which you denote as imaginary part of z. Always remember. I will repeat once time. Imaginary part never say 5 minus 5i. No, only component of i. That comes in the imaginary part. So first of all, modulus of z is under root x square plus y square. Now square is positive. X square, 7 square is 49 plus y is minus 5, but square positive. Y square is 25. So it is root of 74. That comes modulus of z. Let us now find amplitude. For amplitude I told you, you have to find y upon x. Consider y upon x. Y is minus 5, x is 7. Then take mod. Therefore mod of y upon x will be mod of minus 5 by 7, which is 5 by 7. And let us call, let tan inverse mod y upon x you call as alpha. Therefore, tan inverse of, now mod y upon x is 5 by 7. This is alpha. So you denote tan inverse of mod y upon x as alpha. And now see which quadrant this complex number is going to lie. So P is the point 7 comma minus 5, which will represent the complex number 7 minus 5y on the Argand's diagram. Which quadrant it lies? X positive, but y is negative. So x is positive, but y is negative. So we are in the fourth quadrant. The point lies in the fourth quadrant, and therefore now your answer, you have to say argument of z will be given by 2 pi minus alpha. So it will be 2 pi minus alpha value, tan inverse 5 upon 7. Now tan inverse 5 upon 7, I don't know it because it is not a standard value. I can't calculate it. Like tan inverse 1 if I get, I know 45, pi by 4. But here I can't. So leave the answer there. Okay. This is the amplitude. Then, second one. Number 2. Z equal to minus 8 plus 59. So x is minus 8, y is 15. So mod z is under root x square plus y square. 8 square is 64, 15 square is 225. So it is root of 289 and which is 17. So mod z came out to be 17. Okay, modulus came out 17. Next, consider directly mod y upon x. So it is 15 upon minus 8. But mod is positive, so 15 upon 8. So let tan inverse mod y upon x, which is tan inverse 15 upon 8, is equal to alpha. Denoted by alpha. Now which quadrant? X is negative and y is positive. So P is the point minus 8 comma 15. X is negative but y is positive. So in the second quadrant. And therefore argument of z will be given by pi minus alpha, which is pi minus tan inverse 15 upon 8. Pi minus tan inverse 15 upon 8. Alright, next, the third one. You just go on following those steps, that's all. Okay, the third one. Z equal to minus 4 minus 4i. Now x value minus 4, even y value is minus 4. So what is modulus, which is easy to find? Under root x square plus y square. Minus 4 square 16, minus 4 square 16. So under root 32. Now 32 is 16 twos are. So it is 4 root 2. 4 root 2. So mod z came out to be 4 root 2. Next. Now let us calculate mod y upon x. Y is minus 4. X is minus 4. 4 upon 4 is minus 4 minus. So it is 1. But which quadrant the complex number lies? P is the point minus 4 minus 4. X minus 4, y minus 4. Which is lies in the third quadrant. Check that. X is negative, even y is negative. So which quadrant we are? In the third quadrant. And so argument of z will be pi plus alpha. Which is pi plus. Okay, sorry, here I did not complete. So tan inverse mod y upon x, which is tan inverse 1, which is pi by 4, which is alpha. Mod y upon x value was 1. So tan inverse 1. I know tan 45 is 1. So tan inverse 1 is always 45 degrees, or in radians pi by 4, which you call as alpha. And so this is pi plus pi by 4. And so this is 5 pi upon 4. That will give you the amplitude. Alright? And then, so I think this is example. I mean, you have to just practice. Whatever steps I have given to you, please keep following that. One more let us do. We will do z equal to 1 plus 2i bracket square into 1 minus I. Tell me, what is modulus of z? What should be your answer? Your answer is, I cannot answer it unless z is in the standard form. And what is the standard form? X plus iy. In case, I mean, real part separate, imaginary part separate, and only I is allowed. Nothing else is allowed. Okay? So I'll first simplify z. Open out this bracket, a plus b the whole square, a square, 2ab, that is 4i, b square, 4i square, into 1 minus I. So what will be z? 1 plus 4i, and minus 4 into 4 is minus 4, into 1 minus I. So what is z? Plus 1 and minus 4, minus 3 plus 4i, into 1 minus I. Open up term by term. So minus 3 into 1, minus 3, minus into minus, plus 3i, plus 4i into 1, plus 4i, and minus 4i square. And so z will be, now, minus 3, plus 4 plus 3, plus 7i, minus into minus, plus 4. So we got finally z as minus 3 and plus 4, plus 1, plus 7i. Check that. Now it is in the standard form, x plus iy. So x is equal to 1. So you can write in the exam, this is x plus iy. So x is 1 and y is 7. So modulus of z will be under root x square plus y square, which will be under root 1 plus 49. So it is root of 50. 25 twos are. Root 25 is 5. So 5 root 2. Now mod is always positive because it is a distance of that point from the origin, and distance is always positive. So no question of any plus or minus. Okay. And secondly, now consider mod y upon x, which is 7 upon 1, which is 7. So tan inverse mod y upon x will be tan inverse of 7 and call it as alpha. Now which quadrant P lies? P is the point, here only you can say P is the point 1, 7. This will represent our complex number 1 plus 7i. So P is in the first quadrant, and therefore argument of z is equal to alpha, which is equal to tan inverse of 7. That will give the argument of z. Okay. So you got the idea how to find the amplitude, how to find the modulus. Okay. Now, some mix-up problem here before I explain, because the next concept will take some time, so that I'll take up in the next video. Just work out this. Question number 2. You can just say, if z equal to 2 plus 3i, verify. The first one. Z bar bar equal to Z. You know Z bar is conjugate of Z. So conjugate of a conjugate gives back the original number. Very easy to follow. See solution. Let us first copy Z. Z is 2 plus 3i. So what is Z bar? Conjugate, definition revise. If Z is x plus iy, conjugate is always x minus iy. So x, which is a real part, never changes. Only iy will change the sign. So 2 minus 3i. And once again, for conjugate, once again you write the conjugate. So write the conjugate of Z bar. Now Z bar was this. Conjugate is change this sign 3 plus 3i. And isn't it the original number? So first property, in fact, you proved Z bar bar is always equal to Z. Okay. Then let's verify the second result in that. Z into Z bar is mod Z and the square of it. Definition of mod Z is under root x square plus y square. So let us copy down Z 2 plus 3i. Let me write Z bar conjugate. Don't forget this. Okay, this is conjugate of Z, which is 2 minus 3i. Let us have the product of the two. So Z into Z bar. 2 plus 3i into 2 minus 3i. A plus b, a minus b. A square minus b square. A square 4. B square is 9i square. But you know I square is minus 1. Minus into minus. Plus 1. Plus 9 plus 4. Plus 13. Call it number 1. Then we will calculate modulus of Z. So on the next line, I'll just erase this. Consider mod Z. Definition of mod Z. Under root x square plus y square. So under root 2 square plus 3 square. You have to take the real part, make a square. Plus imaginary part, make a square. Now 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9. So it is root of 13. And then mod Z, make a square of it. Therefore mod Z and a square is root 13 and a square, which is 13. Call it number 2. Now the product, I got 13 from number 1 and RHS also I got 13. Both are equal. Right here. Therefore from 1 and 2, I verified Z into Z bar equal to mod Z and a square of it. Somewhere I will be able to use this as a property directly. And one more result. The third one. Z plus Z bar is real. Consider Z 2 plus 3i. Consider Z bar 2 minus 3i. Add the two, Z plus Z bar. When I add plus 3i minus 3i got cancelled. 2 plus 2. What you got? 4. There is no I. So this is purely a real number. You can express 4 as 4 plus 0 into I. So real part is 4 and imaginary part is 0. Whenever imaginary part is 0, the number is called purely a real number. Then the fourth part in that, you have to verify Z minus Z bar is 6i. Which is again very easy. Solution. Z is 2 plus 3i. Z bar is 2 minus 3i. So when you subtract, these will change the signs. So it is 2 plus 3i minus 2 minus 3i. So when you open the bracket, plus 2 and minus 2 will cancel. Minus of minus. 3i will be positive. 3i plus 3i. It will be 6i, which you wanted. And this is called purely imaginary. You can write it as 0 plus 6 into I. So A value 0, B value 6. When the real part is 0, that number is called purely imaginary number. Okay? And now, maybe one more example which you can try out. Question 3. Verify. Verify. If Z1 equal to 1 plus I and Z2 equal to 2 minus 3I, Then the first part to verify is Z1 plus Z2 whole bar is Z1 bar plus Z2 bar. So first you find the addition and then go for conjugate. So we will say Z1 plus Z2. First addition 1 plus I plus 2 minus 3I. When you remove the brackets, 1 plus 2, it is 3 plus I minus 3I minus 2I. And then the bar. So Z1 plus Z2 and the bar. That is 3 minus 2I and the conjugate of it. So how do you write the conjugate of 3 minus 2I? 3 plus 2I. Call it number 1. Imaginary part, change the sign of it. Then let us calculate Z1 bar. Z1 is 1 plus I. So what is the conjugate? 1 minus I. Let me find Z2 bar. Z2 was 2 minus 3I. Conjugate is 2 plus 3I. And now add the two. Z1 bar plus Z2 bar. It is 1 minus I plus 2 plus 3I. Now when you add 1 plus 2, it will be 3 and minus I plus 3I. So plus 2I. RHS are they equal? Yes. So you proved the result right below. Therefore, Z1 plus Z2 whole bar is equal to Z1 bar plus Z2 bar. Now for your practice, I want you to prove Z1 minus Z2 whole bar is Z1 bar minus Z2 bar with the same examples. Then I want you to also prove Z1 into Z2 and then whole bar is Z1 bar into Z2 bar. So first find the product of Z1 Z2, then find its conjugate. Call it number 1. Then take Z1 conjugate, take Z2 conjugate and multiply them. Call it number 2. And one more you should now verify